I want everybody in here to repeat after me.
I pledge allegiance to the rag of the United West Side Connection and to the W for which it stands, one neighborhood, under God, invincible, with luxuries and riches for all.
West Side! What's yours? The world is mine, nigga, get back. Don't fuck with my stack.
Yo, how's it going? So, it's been a while. An eventful past few months, but that is indeed more of a story for a late night dinner party. Now, in this one, what we are going to be doing, because this is vlog number 2, we're actually going to be getting the train to Glasgow to watch an Ice Cube concert. And then when we get back, we're going to talk all about social anxiety. That's the topic of this video. So, I took my homeboy's feedback on board. I had a feeling it was going to go one of two ways. They were either going to watch the entirety of the 50 Cent concert, or they just skip it. They skipped it, which I kind of had a feeling would be most likely the scenario, the outcome, whatever. So what I've done instead in this one, I took it on board and I've chopped it down so it's a little bit more digestible. Probably still skip it, whatever. Do what you want. But I figured that if I wanted to put the whole concert like out there, I could just put it in a separate video. You know, things like this is just a little bit of trial and error. Just whatever works for you and what you enjoy, this, that and the other. To which rule of thumb with anything that you do, when it stops being fun, you stop. So without further ado, let's get on that damn train. Cool, so I'm in the middle of getting ready for Cube, but quickly ignore my mess, but this is the hotel room. There's a little peanut. Oh shit, I forgot about my tea. Oh no, this is gonna be so stewed. I left the fucking tea bag in. Hold up. Oh yeah, that's stewed. Never mind. It's me. Okay. My excuses ran out of things to complain about. Feel always fine. Okay, so yes, I'm in the middle of getting ready for Cube. I look so funny. Yes, so I don't know if we want to watch me. Hang on. This is where you guys can, I can't even adjust this. This is where you guys can tell me I'm doing my makeup wrong. Probably. Not a makeup artist, sorry. Just adjust that. Somebody wrong can. That's fine. We can leave that there. Right, what was I doing? What color should we do? Do I have my big palette? Wait.
A few moments later.
Okay, so here's my palette, but I was supposed to be coming with my boy, but he just messaged me because I didn't buy him a ticket. It's general admission, so it's like there's no real point. I just asked him if he wanted to come along. Meaning general admission you can stand anywhere, so I was like, well, I'm not going to get you a ticket, if you just get it yourself. But everything else is booked, so I booked a room for both of us, and he just messaged me saying I'm not making it, so... Oh well. I guess I'm going on my own then, so here we are. Ice Cube for one, let's do it. Anyway, I'll do my makeup while I'm here, so... A great little hack that I've seen on a TikTok video is that you should get like a color wheel, and whatever your eye color is, go to the opposite color and then put that like as an eyeshadow, and it makes your eyes just in the eye color. The more you know.
I press trigger, I don't press people button. Nobody chops, confess me with something. Like how I have 22 and I'm something. 10 is for you, so who gon' get the next dozen? Who?
Cool, makeup done. Ooh, pretty. I need to do my hair now. That'll do. Alright, we are ready Hang on. Let me take. I look like a robber, but I think I have everything. Bloody better. Phone, back pocket. Going to Ice Cube, but I look like I'm ready to rob a bank. Sorry. That's fine. That's fine. Anyway, should we hit the lights? That is not the lights. This. Ooh, electric shock. Boom. Let's go. Boom. Damn. Let's go. Oof, look at it. I wonder. Look at that. Oops. I have no idea if there's going to be anyone at the venue. You can't even see actually with its camera. But anyway. Where are we? 4, 12, which one are we going to be? 11, 10, 10, 8, 7, 3. That one's a 3. That one's a 3. Where are we going? Oh, which one's it going to be? And that one's a 9, that's a 6. Oh, 4, 3. I think it's going to be this middle. Is it? That's an 8. Oh, no, this one. Here we go. So, what is social anxiety? Social anxiety is just how it sounds. It's an anxiety disorder within specifically a social setting. An individual can experience significant amount of distress. It's basically like your body's kind of threat detector misfiring, and it's registering a safe environment as a threat. Alright, and what it does is it puts your body in a kind of fight or flight sort of response. You can experience tremors, you can blush, maybe muscle tension or feeling like dizzy, lightheaded. It's a very, very extreme stressful state in the moment when it's happening. The fear intensity within social anxiety can make an individual avoid specific sort of environments like large social gatherings where there are lots of unfamiliar people. It can be deemed as like its thought patterns, its learned behavior, it's a perception of other people and a negative judgment. Or maybe if you walk past a group of people who are laughing, your immediate response is, they're laughing at me, even though it's more likely not the case. People who struggle with social anxiety will also have a mass fear of being embarrassed. Then they're going to replay the conversations after they've happened loads and loads of times and look at the faults and be like, oh god, why did I do that? Why did I say that? We're also quite quiet creatures, okay? And we fear saying the wrong thing, so it's better to just be shh, it's not the right answer. It is being with just your safe people, the people who are familiar. You are around people and it's making an excuse like, I gotta go, I need to feel the goldfish. Just a reason to leave that situation. It's not necessarily a bad thing. This one I used to do quite a lot was use my phone just as a distraction, and like means I don't have to interact with people. So you're just like buried in your phone, your head's like there, it's like, don't look at me. Don't look. Just for the record, social anxiety and being shy or introverted are not the same things. Yeah, there is like that fear of rejection, there's the isolation part of it, because it's just so overwhelming and or you're just going to get rejected because you've got the backlog of evidence which supports that. It's like, I'll save myself the trouble and I'll go over here, I'll just stay on my own, away from everybody. Being on your own equals safety, being around other people, danger. The loneliness intensifies, but people out there, ugh. People out there, it's like, that's terrifying because there's a much higher chance of rejection, and just having that difficulty trusting people because you're just so unsure about it, and you're like, I don't know how this person's gonna react, and then it's like the tiniest little change, it's like, oh god, I made a mess, oh god, I ruined it, oh god, this is all me. Social anxiety is often not desirable trait, we'll say, it's not particularly favored. So we say there's someone with social anxiety who tries to have a conversation with a new person. If they are rejected, that leaves them feeling even more isolated and inadequate. Experience, it's like reinforcement. Avoid. That makes sense? So it's a build-up of multiple things. As you get older, you naturally just kind of like grow out of it a little bit. So it's not as really massive, but you still get a little bit of anxiety. Or it might diminish for quite a lot of people. You've learned a little bit more how to interact with other people, so your social skills have developed a bit more. You know, sometimes you naturally overcome it. However, Not always.
Oh, yay, yay! It's Glasgow in the motherfucking house.
Nothing can survive a pyroclastic flow. And no one will survive this one.
If you hear me, you go home. I'm a rock wobble. Brother, be a problem when I'm talking about this concrete. Nigga, I'm a get off the wood. You know good. Yo, the goes to neighborhood rap. Go ahead, keep your drums, giving up the class of no piece of wall. At a time like this, put the coochie in there. The bitches are my yelling for what the fuck are we about to witness?
You are now about to witness the strength of street life.
Let's go! Ice Cube, but like the South, and I'm a crazy motherfucker from around the way. Come on! This party ain't over! Hey yo, how many skip the producer? Calling me on the what? You been a G! Easy, easy, so you're about to win never work. Ladies! Fellas, I can do it, put your ass into it. Ladies! Fellas, I can do it, put your ass into it. Put your back into it, put your ass into it. Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know, but today seems kinda odd. I can't believe today was a good. Come on, put your pieces in the air right there. Put your pieces in the air. Come on. Hey yo, y'all get home safe, man. Good night. We love y'all. You know the beat so sweet like booty meat. That's so sweet. You know the beat so sweet like booty meat.
So how does social anxiety develop? Well, it's usually a mix of environmental factors, experiences, and slightly personality, like many things. It is developed in early years, so it could be as a result of a very critical parent, or say of someone who is in a position of power, like a teacher for example, or a coach. It could be trauma buried underneath that, as in like an embarrassing moment and it's just stuck with you. Maybe it's like public shaming or something like that, or a heavy judgment. You might have been subjected to bullying. But basically, a collection of these kind of registers that being seen equals unsafe. If you were left out as a kid, if you were bullied, rejected, ridiculed, it kind of keeps them stored for future interactions, okay? So when it makes that sort of link, it's like, oh, don't do that, otherwise the same negative experience is going to happen. So then it's going to evoke all these feelings, and like the chance in this one, it's going to make you feel like this is a threat, this is unsafe, I have to get out of this. If you're subjected to repeated behaviors, or you grew up in an environment where it's told like, if you do this, it's embarrassing, don't embarrass us, stay quiet, people are watching, it kind of almost conditions you to believe that social settings are dangerous, they are not safe. And what happens is when we believe things like that, we start to play them out. So the more strict parents, the more likely to set unrealistic targets for their kids. So with like the emotionally unavailable parent, it basically means that they might be physically present, but they're not emotionally present, okay? So that could be shown in like being cold or dismissive or rejecting, not meeting the child's emotional needs. So what happens is the child can repress quite a lot of their emotions, and basically it's like, oh, I'll open up if it's safe to do so, right? because if they've ever tried to do something in the past or they've tried to connect with the parent, it's been like rejected, it's been pushed aside. And they internalize this belief of I don't matter, my feelings don't matter, because they've been put in a position where they believe that. And if they try to have some kind of emotional needs met, they are either punished or ignored. So that's how they end up being ingrained into the child. And these will then play out in different settings. There's also having like a low self-worth, and it's like, well, if my parents don't even want me, don't want to connect with me or anything else, like why would anybody else? So then it's like, well, I don't matter, I'm unlovable, I'm unworthy, I don't deserve it. And there's also kind of that sort of like almost hypervigilance within relationships, because the parent was constantly rejecting them, the parent was unpredictable, they weren't consistent. And so the child constantly looks for little patterns that peers are demonstrating within them, and that's where the little brain goes like, oh, they're judging me, they're rejecting me, they're thinking this or thinking that, and it's like, you know, all of a sudden we're in a state of stress and we're panicking, right? Even though they won't be thinking that. Okay, it's probably actually quite a safe environment, but that's not how our social anxiety minds kind of register it. Now, having hypercritical parents, I mean, think about it. Nothing you do is ever going to be good enough for them. And even if you do hit the unrealistic expectations and the standards that they set, the likely chance is you're still going to nitpick at something's wrong. There's no winning with people like this. So being on the receiving end of something like that, it's like your main source of safety is just hitting you with criticism after criticism. And especially as a kid, you haven't developed enough to understand that this isn't actually about you, but it will be received as, there must be something wrong with me. There's not. Well, that I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy. So yeah, that does generate a lot of insecurities, and it does take a mass hit to your self-esteem. Hi, I just got back. I'm still looking like a robot. This is an accidental film. I just wanted to turn it on. Anyway, boom. Cool, so it's the morning after I'm getting ready to packing up to check out and things. I'm so tired. Oh, I never did the view. Let me turn you around. I am out. Wee, seagull. My pants come down. Cool, let's go. Cool. Next day at Ovo Hydro. Pretty cool. I want to go see Jordan Peterson and the Armadillo. He was amazing as well. My feet are killing me. It just sucks, I ain't doing shit. The SEC Center there. Alright, we're gonna go up here now. Look at that. Very fancy one of these. These do good hot chocolates. So we're gonna go in. Oh shit, it's fancy. Immature.
a bit quiet.
Do you know what time?
Oh my god, it's such a good one. Oh. That's a strong walk. I have to leave till like 4 or something. I don't know, it's about 12, so I got like 3 hours for whatever I want to do. God dang. It's not good for my feet. I'm not super yesterday, it was good. What time? Expected this to happen. I was okay, here we are. Well, then benches are. It's there we are. Espresso place. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay, we'll walk back around.
So there's a couple of things that we can do without having to maybe work with someone. Alright, a lot of the ones that I might suggest in here are just kind of self-help ones sort of thing. Start off with the number 1. Shift the inner dialogue. So we catch the thought, we sit with it for a little bit, we see what it is, and say, okay, is it this, or maybe it's actually over this side? All right, so you just kind of got to question it a little bit and then move it to a healthier, more like less erratic one. Instead of maybe saying they're judging me, or they're thinking this certain thing, sit with it a little bit and ask, are they really thinking that, or are they just minding their own business? Do they think that? The likely chance is they're not actually judging you that harshly. You know, if you think like, oh, they think I'm weird, or I'm going to embarrass myself, or whatever, right? They're judging me. Just take a breath, right? See it, question it, or redirect it, and say, well, do they think that? Or do I think that? Am I more concerned about how I feel or what I think? Are they actually showing me that? What are they doing to represent that? And like, the chances is probably not a lot. So in a way to overcome that, just remember, it's okay. They're not interested in you. Everyone's always thinking about themselves. It doesn't mean that your feelings are any less valid. They're still valid, but this is a good one. Your feelings are real, but they may not be true. And I think that's incredibly important in this, okay? So that's one. There's a thing called gradual exposure. all right? And it's just like progressively over time, you expose yourself to more and more experiences like that, just on a little scale. A little bit like in the gym when you have the progressive overload, it's just small increments each week. So maybe just start off small and try to have little conversations, say with the barista or something like that, or just a little hello, like how you doing. That's good enough, honestly. And all you need to remember throughout all of this, I'll always say, have self-compassion, just be kind to yourself. It's not an easy process, but the jump from staying where you are to deciding I don't want to live like this anymore, I want to work at this, that's a huge leap. It's one that deserves far more recognition and credit than it probably gets. So be proud of yourself for doing that, for one. And you know, if you make a little mistake, don't worry about it. No one will remember. The more you do something, the better you get. That's pretty much a ground rule. A good tip actually for conversating with other people is ask them questions about themselves. If you don't know what to say, sometimes it's a good one. So tapering off from number 2, we're going to go into number 3. Sometimes having a script is very helpful. I 100% have this. Despite the fact I'm not particularly a fan of the question, how's work? In a small talk sense, it's very effective. But if you want to kind of taper a little bit outside of that, ask them about their interests, ask them about their hobbies. Something more simplistic is just like, oh, how you been? Or again, how's work? Been up to anything recently? Or if they've told you a small detail before, ask them about that if you can remember. It's these little things. Plus, people like to talk about themselves. So, got that one.
Anytime you're feeling too stressed and you want to feel more calm, you do it like this. So it's a double inhale, and typically the first inhale is longer than the second, but the second one is still important to do. And then a very long extended exhale. Typically both inhales are through the nose and the exhale is through the mouth. That's the most effective way to do the physiological sigh. However, if you can't breathe through your nose or your mouth for whatever reason, do it all through your mouth or all through your nose. The second inhale is really important because your lungs are not just two big bags of air. They're two big bags of air with lots of little sacs, millions of sacs. And if you were to lay out those sacs, their volume is as big as a tennis court. And that allows both the intake of more oxygen, but also the offload of carbon dioxide. So when you do the double inhale, it reinflates any of these little sacs that have collapsed. And in doing so, it allows you to offload more carbon dioxide. So if you're feeling stressed in any circumstance, inhale twice through the nose and then exhale long through the mouth. If you want, you can repeat it a second or even a third time, but typically just 1 or 2, maybe 3 physiological sighs are sufficient to bring your level of stress and alertness down very fast and allow you to feel more calm.
I find this very, very difficult. I'm in a situation which is very high stress. All of a sudden my anxiety shot through the roof. Having the breathing techniques, they're supposed to work for people. For me personally, this just flies out the window, right? I rely on CBD oil, but even that sometimes doesn't work. So it's an option. Try it. It'll work for some people. Doesn't work for me, but a lot of people do recommend it. So this obviously is effective in certain realms. Or like the 5 blue things. Have you ever watched The Punisher, where Billy starts going off on one, and so I think it's Kristen Dumont, who's the therapist in it, tells him to name 5 blue things. It's like a sensory thing, so it's supposed to distract you from what's going on in the moment. That's also one which could be tried. Anyway, what number are we on? Is it 4 we're on? We're on 4 or 5, I don't remember. One of the ones. I don't remember. Last one I'm going to finish on this one is, if you're really struggling to do it on your own, there are always going to be organisations that are available. You can talk to people. Cognitive behavioural therapy, I believe, is a one which can be used for this one. There could be support groups, there's therapists, or if you just want to talk to someone, it doesn't even have to be like social anxiety related. There's always helplines and things like that. This is obviously subject to the individual and the people you have around you, but from a personal standpoint, I think be cautious about who you discuss certain things with. Not everyone should or even deserves to know your business. The point I'm trying to make is only discuss certain things with the right people, and why I suggest like helplines or talking one-on-one with a therapist or something. It's confidential and it's in a non-judgment zone. Ignorance is bliss. The less people know, the better. So I think that concludes it for this vlog number 2. Hopefully I'll get the next one in within the next, well, not wait about 12 months. Right, okay, it's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you guys have learned something from this. I know I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I guess that's all I want to conclude on. I don't think I have much more to add. So I guess Until the next one, adios amigos, and
Sorry, y'all, I ain't got no haters. All I got is motherfucking players. We get money and motherfucking labels. Sorry, y'all, I ain't